This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for October 11th, 2023. It's currently September 6th, 2023, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The S&P 500 at the time of this reading is currently 4465.48, and the shuffle file for the day of the 11th was created on July 28th, 2023 at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the day, we have a halting of a bullish trend marked by a decline through key support. I think we're probably going to go with, based on what I'm seeing in the hour-by-hour charts, we're going to go more so with the theme card here on the 11th, which is sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears inflow and outflow, because I think what we're going to see is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, a lot of that going on throughout the day. It's a nullified high card, making it difficult to determine where the high is. I think the high is probably in the early morning. And then another prudence card in the low position indicating multiple false bottoms. So overall, I think this is going to be a bearish reading. But there's an important price level towards the end of the day that we should be able to somehow, involving it, position ourselves in both directions. And I'll have a better idea of that by the time we look into tomorrow. So before we go any further, guys, I just wanted to make sure everybody that's new is aware of the purpose of this channel. We're not just giving away this information for free. It took like a lifetime of hardship to figure out how to do this. Everybody telling me no, it's not real, yada yada. And it also takes a ton of work now that I know how to do it. It takes a ton of work. It's not like you pull it out of a hat. So with that said, we're expecting that people are following through on their end of the agreement, which if you're utilizing this information to trade, you're agreeing to follow through on the rule of karma. That's 5% of the profit should be donated back to a charity here. 5% of the profit should be donated 5% of the profit should be donated forward to a charity here. 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel here. That's what keeps the channel running, and it leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you're doing that, you're following those 3 rules of karma. That's the rule of karma for the channel. The universe considers you an angel investor of the channel, and they're going to send it back to you tenfold through the channel, my friends. All right, so failed attempt in the pre-market to break through key resistance, and then a decline into a low right around the open. There's a significant low here right around the open. I think it's a first low. I don't think it's a last low. It's a first low, and there's a big move out of that low to the upside right around the open. But that's followed by there's a peak roughly 10, maybe a little bit before 10. Like 950, maybe 945, 950. There's a peak and a notable decline, increasing with momentum moving forward in time. Another rally, so it's back and forth. There's a lot of back and forth going on here, but there's another peak. There's another rally into a peak or crest. That peak probably, or it's not a crest. It's a peak in this case. That peak is probably closer to the 11 o'clock hour, and we should sell off pretty notably from that peak into a key support, and we'll attempt to establish support there, rotating sideways between 11 and 12. There's a pop and drop. We move to the upside between 12 and 1 o'clock, and there's a full retracement of that move back down before we meet the 1 o'clock hour. In the 1 to 2 o'clock hour, there's erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. We should revisit a crest in the midst of that erratic behavior. That was a past opportunity. Right around 2 o'clock, we should see a really significant drop. There's some sort of tricky behavior. There's probably like a fake out or a shakeout going on in here to the downside. If one wanted to, in the midst of that drop, they could probably open up a short position in anticipation of a move to the upside the following day. But I wouldn't necessarily close the short position. Or you could close the short position and open the long position, or hold both. It's one of those two. But we should see a failed attempt to break through key resistance. It'll be resistance after establishing support somewhere here towards the 2:45-ish hour. We'll have a failed attempt to break through key resistance and a decline through key support in that last hour. A lot of price change covered, and it's really at the end of the day around the close that we want to position ourselves, that we really want to make sure if we do one trade, it's at the end of the day. We want to position ourselves to the upside because we're going to have a significant move higher overnight. See, in that Ace of Swords, it's here on the 12th. It's a cross-reading congruency, what we're dealing with here. Right at the edge of the day, Ace of Swords is highlighted. It's important. So I would position myself. It's going to be mixed. I'd like to be in both directions at that point by the open. So Maybe I open up more of a short position right at the close if we're to the upside. But that would be if I've already opened up a long position. I want to make sure that I have a long position and a short position, or and then in the following day we should be able to take care of both of those positions because it's pretty mixed on the 12th. And that's the S&P 500 for October 11, 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, really helps out the channel, and make sure to follow that rule of karma, guys. That's the whole purpose of the channel. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.